Hi everybody, welcome back to FRAG-MENTAL. In this video, I'm giving you my first impressions of the brand new house, Byron Parfums. Stay tuned to FM. Byron Parfums is getting quite a lot of love on social media at the moment. I've seen loads of Instagram reviews and YouTube reviews, particularly the fragrance Mula Mula seems to be getting a lot of attention. So I've been lucky enough to receive the samples. So I've been testing these samples and I'm calling this a first impressions video because I can't really call it a full review until I've used the full bottle with the correct atomizers. I've given them extensive wearings, spraying from the full bottles. So I have been wearing these a fair bit, but I've just been spraying from small samples. I'll just show you the samples. So I've just been using these small samples, and whilst they're fine to get a sense on skin, I can't really spray in the places, and I can't really spray as extensively as I normally would because I'll pretty much use one of these up in 1 or 2 wearings, and I like to usually wear it a little bit more than that before I formulate my full opinion. But I can give you a good idea of my first impressions of each of the 3 fragrances offered from Byron Parfums. So I have Mula Mula, Pirates and 0.9. Okay, so let's start with a fragrance that is getting a lot of love at the moment. It's Mula Mula. I really enjoy this fragrance. The main thing you're getting in the opening of this is lovely peach and red berries, so really nice, juicy, fruity accord. There's also some vanilla in this, and for me, I think the vanilla is combining with something to create this really nice sort of biscuity, cakey type of feel. So with this fruitiness and this cakey accord going on, it really reminds me of a gourmandish fragrance. So it reminds me of a dessert. It reminds me of a really expensive tart. So if you just imagine walking into a very expensive patisserie and seeing all these amazing desserts lined up in front of you, and then you look down and you see this lovely glazed fruit on top of a really perfectly formed flan. Well, this is what this fragrance reminds me of. It is really nice. So even though it's a gourmandish fragrance to me, it's not overly sweet, it never gets cloying, you never get sick of it. The performance is excellent. On all these fragrances, I believe they're parfum extrait. So you're gonna get a great longevity on the skin, and I do get that. Projection perhaps is dialed down a little bit due to the fact that there isn't quite as much alcohol in this fragrance as you might get in an eau de toilette or an eau de parfum. But I still find the projection is really good despite that fact. So don't let the fact that it's a gourmandish type fragrance put you off, because it never gets sickly. It's always really enjoyable throughout the life. Oud is also a listed note in this, but to me, I think it's just working to combine with other notes in here to round out the fragrance, because I wouldn't say this is an oudy fragrance. It's certainly not a prominent note in here. Maybe it's there and it's adding some depth, working away nicely in the background. So as all the Byron Parfums fragrances are, this is unisex. It could be worn pretty much any time of the year, but I think it would work really well in the warmer weather. You know what, saying that, it would work equally as well in autumn or winter, I think. It's a great versatile all year round fragrance. I'm actually looking forward to maybe getting a full bottle of this and extensively testing this a little bit more, but I can see where the love is coming from this one. It's quite different, it's quite unique, it's not too similar to anything else I've smelled. Really enjoyable. Mula Mula. Arr. Next up we have Pirates, which is why I made that noise. That was a pirate. Of course it was. So Pirates is awesome. The main note I get from this one in the opening is pear. There's also some bergamot, which just lift things, so you get this lovely smooth but lively fruity opening from Pirates. In the midst there's some solid florals, there's jasmine and tuberose, and then in the base there's patchouli, white musks and amber, just grounding and rounding this fragrance out beautifully. I don't know if it's just an association with the name Pirates, but I get a little hint of booziness from this, just a touch. Nothing like the Atkinson's fragrance, Pirates Grand Reserve. That really is a real rum boozy fragrance. You can really imagine a cutthroat pirate swilling rum and wearing that fragrance. The Atkinson's goes more of a boozy, chocolatey, gourmandish route, whereas Byron Parfums Pirates goes more a floral musk route. So I think for me the name Pirates works perfectly for this fragrance because it's got two elements, it's got two aspects to the character of this one. So that romantic view we have of pirates from the movies, from fairy tales, is that they're the lovable rogues. So they can be charming, but then at the swipe of a sword they can be cutthroat and bloodthirsty. And this fragrance has that charming, lively, smooth, fruity opening, but there's a depth to it. There's a little bit of a darker character to it, I think, perhaps provided by the musks in there and the amber, and almost a leatherish note, almost a touch of the animalic in there as well. So it's just got this lovely depth. It's definitely the most assertive of all these three fragrances. It's got a bit of attitude, it's got a bit of character. I think it has more complexity than the other two fragrances, and because it's different, because it's unique, I think it will get noticed. I think people will be drawn in by this fragrance. It's got one of the most realistic pear notes I've ever smelled in a fragrance, and it's just beautiful, and I think for all those reasons this one is my favourite out of the three. All three fragrances are stunning and I could wear all three of them. They're all really nice, but for me, I'm a pirate. Last but not least is 0.9. Actually, maybe it is least, because out of the three this is my least favourite. Not to say it's a bad fragrance, it's a really lovely fragrance. I could very easily wear this fragrance. It's perhaps slightly less interesting to me than the other two. Doesn't quite have the same amount of character. So in this we've got some bergamot, saffron, almond, vanilla, sandalwood, amber. So really lovely notes in this fragrance, and it is very pleasant. I think I've seen a lot of people on social media, on YouTube and Instagram talking about this one, and I recently saw the Gent of Scent on Instagram, who's one of my favourite people to follow on Instagram. If you've not followed the Gent of Scent yet, please do so, because he's got some amazing knowledge and some fantastic content. He uses IGTV, he does videos, he takes some amazing photographs as well. I'll leave a link to his Instagram account below. So he said that this reminded him of Pegasus from Parfums de Marly, and I would agree with that. I think it's that almond note. Parfums de Marly's Pegasus isn't my favourite of the house, whilst it's still really nice. I won't be choosing to purchase a full bottle of that, because there's some Parfums de Marly's fragrances that are stunning that I prefer over that one. Same with this one, you know, that almond note is smooth and it's pleasant, but it's not really that lively, it's not really that unique, not really that different. Still really nice fragrance though, and I would recommend trying to sample all these, because you know, if you love Pegasus and maybe you really enjoy the note of almond in fragrances, then it would be well worth looking into 0.9, because I know there has been a lot of love for this one as well. A lot of people do like this. Some people have said that this one is their favourite of the house, so these are just my opinions. So please do sample all three of these fragrances if you can. But for me, the fragrance that, if I was going to buy any of these, for the reasons that I've already said, it would be Pirates. I think it's a gorgeous fragrance. Also, it seems to, out of the three fragrances, I've got them all sprayed on skin at the moment, and Pirates seems to last on my skin longer. Now that just may be my skin chemistry, that might not be true for everybody, but I definitely get a better longevity from Pirates. All these fragrances are unisex. I would say that they all perhaps lean a little more feminine. Now, hear me out on this, this isn't a bad thing. Sometimes a fragrance that is perhaps a little more feminine, it has some pronounced florals in there, I think it can almost invert things, and if a guy wears a fragrance that is a little more feminine, it can work the other way and accentuate the masculine in a way, because it could perhaps be a bolder choice. So if people smell a fragrance on you that is sweet and floral, and it seems like it's a bolder choice for a man to wear, then I think that does accentuate that masculinity. That's my opinion on it anyway. I mean, I love, one of my favourite fragrances of all time is Reflection Man from Amouage, and that is quite a white floral fragrance. There's a lot of jasmine in there, it's sweet. I think females could easily carry that one off, and it would work really well as a feminine fragrance, but I think it really just works in a very masculine way because it is a sweet floral. So whilst I say they lean feminine, that isn't to say that they're not masculine. In a roundabout way, I think they are they work equally as well. But I just wanted to mention it because some people like to know if fragrances smell a little bit more on the feminine side or a little bit more on the masculine side. But they are sold as unisex fragrances, so as always, please try and sample all of them and make your own mind up. Okay, that's it from me. I'm gonna pack my expensive equipment up because this video, you might notice, I'm filming this on the cliffs of South Wales, and I started in sunshine and there's this gigantic black cloud looming and coming over me. I wanted to capture this gorgeous pink sunset shining down on Three Cliffs Bay behind me here. Sadly, that's not to be. You can't order the weather. I tried. I put an order in, but it hasn't been delivered, so sorry about that. So I'm going to sign off from here. I hope you enjoyed my first impressions. Please let me know if you've tried these fragrances. Let me know what you think of them. I would love to hear your thoughts. Is Mula Mula your favourite, or are you a pirate like me? Please like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell to enable notifications. And until next time, keep tuning into FM and keep smelling good. Ha ha, me hearties! And we lost the sun. Where's the sun gone? I ordered sun for this review, and where is it? Paid a lot of money for the sun. This is the New English summer. What are clouds doing in the sky? We're supposed to be Mediterranean here. God. Can't even buy the weather these days. There's probably loads of wind noise on the mic as well. I can feel it.